Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello and welcome to Footy Judge. More people. Title race is on. They did their job. Arsenal won the game. Fair and square, clean sheet. We'll be joined by the rest of the panel. Some of them are coming back from Wembley. You know what I mean? On camels, like Hamza is coming back from Wembley on a camel. That's why it's taking so long. And some other people still on the football terrace. But if you are here now, hit that like button. And also, Chelsea were robbed. Completely robbed by their own players and robbed by the referees. It was a clear penalty. Even some Man City fans are saying, we don't know how this penalty was not called. Nobody has an idea what happened. But for that game, it proves again that it's not Pochettino's fault. And the crying guy that gonna say Pochettino out, like the one below me here, is gonna say that. But literally 3 1-on-1s in the game, and about like 4 2-on-2 at the back, and the players just fluff their lines. It's as simple as that. Defensively, by the way, Chelsea were very solid, even with Thiago Silva, very, very solid. Didn't have a lot of chances for Manchester City. And you can put it down to Manchester City being tired. You can put it down to Manchester City being out of it. That's not the point. The point is, Chelsea should have been playing the freaking final. We should have been talking about Chelsea versus Man United, who is having a better season than Arsenal. Whoever is going to win the final was going to have a better season than Arsenal. That was the narrative. Chelsea ruined it, bottled it, and you just ruined content for the next month, because we would have been sitting here talking about it for the next month. Who is going to have a better season than Arsenal with a trophy? Man United or Chelsea. But Arsenal did their jobs. Lots of crying from Arsenal fans. Lots and lots of crying from Arsenal fans, people, on social media. Oh my God, they aren't happy. You went away to Wolves, controlled the game, didn't allow Wolves any chances, scored 2 goals. There are some negatives, of course, we're going to talk about them. But at the end, you did your job. Why are people it doesn't matter how the win comes. 5 games left. Freaking win the game. 3 points in the bag, going home, playing Chelsea. 5 games left. Yes, after this is 5 games only. If I'm not mistaken. Did they play 10?
Yeah.
5 left.
5 games.
Well, they have.
Yeah, so just freaking win the freaking game. They won the game. People really just want to complain about Arsenal. But we can start with people in the chat. We got about 150 people here. Hit that like button. You know, if you join now, hit that like button. If you watch this on the replay, like the video before you go on and enjoy the show. It's a calm show, you know, after the storm of what happened in the Champions League and all what happened last week, and there was the Aston Villa and the Crystal Palace and all this shit that happened last week. Listen, how is everybody doing? Martin, how are you doing after this win? Are you happy?
Feeling better, yeah. It was a bit of a hard week, but I think we've got 4 games in 10 days, so there's not enough time to really worry about the last F up. You've got the next thing to worry about, which is going to be these guys in 2 or 3 days. So, just happy to survive. We're in survival mode at the moment and trying to not just have the
league. What do you mean survival mode? You're top of the league.
Just from a performance standpoint, but like, you know, there's a lot of pressure. Obviously, as soon as a bad result comes along, everyone's trying to get the manager out, talking about who we should get instead. So this will keep people quiet for a couple of days, maybe, and then we'll go again.
Who should we get?
Who should we get?
Ziad, Surfer, how are you guys doing?
Amazing, on top of the world. 10 out of 10. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, I'm 16 out of 10. That's how I'm feeling at the moment. 16 out of 10. Thoroughly disappointed. Should be. You're right, Mo. I should be talking about going to a final today, and
100%.
I've got no smoke apart from the players today. I've got no smoke apart from the players. They robbed me on Wembley Place.
Before we start, thank you everybody that joined, of course, from LB. Before we start, wanted to speak a little bit about the Man City game, and sorry, about the Arsenal game. A little bit about the Arsenal game. Well, the performance today wasn't bad, but the thing I said in my video, Bukayo Saka needs to be rested. Bukayo Saka needs to be taken out. Someone has to tell Arteta, bro, bench Bukayo Saka. It's all right. You're not gonna lose the game. Just bench the guy, bro. The guy can't walk. He can't walk. he can, and it's affecting his performance. It's affecting his mentality. It's affecting everything about him. Do you think the same,
More?
Martin? Yeah.
I'm concerned about a few of them. I think Saliba's played like 300 more minutes than Saka. I think Saka's played like the 5th or 6th most in the entire league. But we also have to win every game, and it's that balancing act. Even Pep said that they're playing games too quickly, but he can't be 3-0 down by halftime and trying to come back with his B team that haven't played. So I can understand why there's a pressure there to always play. I think it's up to the fitness coaches and stuff like that. If they think he can get through another game, I feel like Saka's very good at recovery, but he's got an ongoing problem, I think, with his Achilles. So 60th, 70th minute, he starts hobbling around. I actually thought he had a very good game today. Just didn't give up, was very strong on the ball. Wolves were tough with us. And a lot of people predicted us to drop points here. Even Husam and those guys said that we'd lose because we'd lost against Bayern and we were going to lose the mentality. So I was very proud of some of them. Rice, especially towards the end. I feel like Partey came on, looked like he'd smoked a joint before kickoff. I don't understand what's going on with him. He's got zero reflexes anymore. People say he's cool and calm on the ball, but he's got zero awareness of players coming behind him, or it doesn't seem like he cares. Odegaard huffed and puffed, scored a very good goal at the end. The finish was very good. It was kind of lucky. But I take those. I have zero interest in playing Harlem Globetrotters out there. I've got no time for champagne football right now. We've got another game, as I said, in 72 hours, and we've been away twice now. So the boys are going to be buggered, and we're probably going to see, I think we'll be forced to do some rotation against Chelsea just because of the nature of...
Don't you think that rotation should have happened today?
I don't think so, but if you look online, everyone was unhappy with the lineup. All the backseat managers were saying Havertz shouldn't be in the midfield, Jesus shouldn't be starting, Kiwior shouldn't be touching the field, Trossard should be coming. Everyone's got their opinions, but I can't make those judgments without knowing who's fit, who's doing this, who's doing that. I wouldn't have started Trossard maybe, but
I think that's mine. I think that's your manager's fault as well, because he's shown you that he doesn't trust some of this squad, some of the subs. So you fans are going, well, especially Partey. I don't think Partey thought he was going to play today. That's why he probably ended up on the pitch.
Last 3 times he's come on, he's looked like his head is not in the game. I don't know where he's at.
There's, like I say, maybe not even dropping Saka, but I thought maybe you could have taken him off.
I would have, yeah.
And something like that, but Martin Leon. I think that's more likely. I mean, after Tuesday, if I'm Saka, I'd be wanting 2 or 3 days off because you're not playing till Sunday, right? Against the North London derby, I think it is.
Well, I was worried about Rice, but Rice was running around.
But then in those injury time minutes, he was then bossing the game.
The problem is Saka now is looking bad.
Yes,
and it's getting people like Ziyad saying Palmer is better than him and Don and all these people. I'm being serious.
Saka can't do anything. Saka's good, man.
Did you even watch the game? Did you even watch the game?
No, I was gonna say Saka almost scored a worldie though. After the Chelsea game, I put it on that towards the end. Well, a couple players, but his right foot took it to
Jahan.
Saka's got haters. Doesn't matter what he does. So he could score 2 goals, and people would still be saying Palmer's better than him. And I don't want to get into those fights anyway. It's kind of like a waste of the time speaking about it.
No, but do you still have the do you guys still anybody think that Arsenal can win the title? Forget about City. Do you guys think that Arsenal can win the 5 games?
I think they can, but I'm praying they don't.
No, I don't. We said it backstage. This whole mentality of some Arsenal fans giving up when you're only 2 points behind, especially since Man City have got to go away at Spurs. By the time if you beat us Tuesday, you're 4 points ahead of them. That puts a hell of a pressure on City that Pep's now put the tired excuse onto them as well. And in the next 2 games, they've got a quick turnaround. They're Thursday at Brighton and then away to Nottingham Forest. If Forest pick up some points tomorrow at Everton, Forest are fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
They're fighting, and they gave them some trouble at the City ground last season as well. So it's just like Martin said, this stage of the season when you're in a title race, it's not about performances. It's about getting a result. You will take the next 5. You will take next 5 games 1-0, the stinkiest performances you've ever seen in your entire life. If it gets you into that title, no one cares. When they put the name on the title, it doesn't say how you play. It just says who the winner is and stuff like that. So just take it like that.
We fell off the last 2 games in the second half badly. And this time we were actually arguably better in the second half. We came out playing better football, and we put them under pressure. So I'm proud of those things. A few players are still having a hard time, like Martinelli. I think Odegaard was struggling a lot of the game. There's issues, but I think they're just sort of trying to carry each other through.
He moved Havertz to midfield again, right? For most of the game, is that right?
Yeah, and he just bashed his way around.
He didn't play in the midfield.
Yeah,
people look at the lineup and assume that Kai Havertz is playing as a midfielder. He was the highest guy on the pitch. Gabriel Jesus was dropping deeper. But people want to just moan and complain, bro.
He was left wing, right wing, and number 9 in the first 3 minutes, and he had a shot too. I was like, "What? You know, he's not in midfield. People need to get over."
What I'm saying is that leaves a massive gap then for the other 2 midfielders to try and cover.
But Wolves had nobody. That's the thing.
I know.
But moan and a lot of fans. I'm like, oh my god! And I watched that lineup, and I'm like, it's actually this lineup suits this game because Wolves have no one. They had no Cunha. They had no one. They had a kid that I never heard of playing forward.
I was so glad.
Even Sarabia couldn't start because he had a knock or something. And when are Arsenal going to play 4 attackers in this game? In this game, 4 attackers.
Yeah, I would have played Zinni, but we may have thrown the game away. Never know. But we had enough control to create the chances to win. I think we kept them to like 2 touches in our box for like the first 80 minutes at least. I don't know what happened at the end, but there was one good save by Raya where he tapped it onto the post. That would have been a real dagger. It would have been very hard to come back, I think. A
couple of mistakes from Kivior, but people never scapegoat Kivior. It's only Zinchenko. You know how?
No, well, some people were saying Kivior should never touch the field again at the 30th minute. But you get that. Like if someone does something bad, it's like they've got to go. But there's so much pressure on the fans, right? Everyone will know that meme, the Arsenal fan meme. Yeah, that's like it's the hope it kills you. You guys know that Arsenal meme with the guy that's just sitting there. Like a lot of these fans have grown up with Arsenal failing at the final hurdle for most of their lives, so they're just like afraid to be happy about anything because they know that it's going to come back and bite them in the ass. So I can't blame them. Everyone can support the way they want to support, but I'll be positive about that game because it was great away win, 6 away wins in a row. I think it's another clean sheet that puts Gabriel. I don't know. Saliba's got 15 clean sheets, and I think Raya's got 13. So we're way ahead of anyone else in the league on clean sheets, especially away. And that's a sign of a really good basis for a team.
Yeah, that's what. To be honest, I'm looking at Arsenal, and I was waiting for the headlines. Arsenal crumble under pressure. Arsenal this, Arsenal that. Fully in control. In the game. And people just want to complain. People want to moan. And I'm like, there is nothing to complain about in this game. Yes, you were a little bit slow in the first half. You didn't create enough chances, but you never felt like Wolves was. Yeah, that mistake that Kivior did. You never thought that Wolves after this would even lay a glove on Arsenal. Just people want to complain.
You and I both know, everyone knows it, that everyone had drafts ready, tweets, thumbnails ready, titles of streams, emergency streams for any drop points like that happened today. Even a draw wasn't good enough today. So everyone had that because Arsenal have lost 2 games in a row, which had that happened this season before? Maybe in November, December. I'm not 100% sure, but it's very rare, and they were waiting for it without realizing that Wolves are toothless. Do you know what I mean? Today, no Neto, no Cunha. They were defending. They're playing them at the right time, and they got through. And it's one of those things that they'll have them hitched up now. They've still got them safe for the Chelsea game coming up in case any points are dropped there, and then the Spurs game, anything like that. But Arsenal just trudging along. At least they're taking it further than they did last year. This title race.
Yeah, I think other teams in the top 5, only Liverpool have only come away with a win there. I don't know.
So they're beating us. They're beating Spurs. They're beating City.
So
they just narrowly lost to United as well. I think they destroyed Newcastle there. I think as well at that ground.
They were on a good run, but they struggled.
This Arsenal team, and I'm gonna say this. I'm watching this Arsenal team today. They went back to the beginning of the season. They were very slow. They were very lethargic. Arsenal weren't fluid as the last games. However, in the same time, again, this Arsenal team today winning away at Wolves, no matter how you look at it, another Arsenal team wouldn't have won that easy, clean sheet. But people will never mention this. the team was very patient, right? At the end, they were very patient to get the goal. And again, I'm gonna say, like, people just want to show that Arsenal are gonna bottle it and not this and do this and do that. If Arsenal win 4 of the last 5 games, just 4, I think it's a good season. No matter what happens, right? No matter what happens, I think it's a good season. Have you won the league? Maybe not, right? Maybe you won't win the league. Maybe you won't win the league. But at the end, you got to look, after 2 defeats against Aston Villa and Bayern Munich, you would think they would collapse. But they didn't collapse. You would look at the Arsenal of last season, you would think they would collapse, but they didn't collapse. But nobody's mentioning this. We'll wait. We have to wait and see. Against Chelsea, I'm expecting a win. If Arsenal win against Chelsea, Ziad, I don't know how you think you're going to face Arsenal in the next game. If Arsenal win against Chelsea, he left because he got upset.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be.
He got upset. He got upset. But if Arsenal win against Chelsea, well, what are people going to say? What are they going to say? Like, what's that?
They'll say that we didn't play well enough to beat Tottenham away or United away, or
No, it'll be. It's okay. City have got games in hand. That'll be it. City will turn to the top because they've got games in hand. I'd rather have the points than the games in hand, especially this close in a title race.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
If City play Brighton away from home, and City have not won against Brighton away from home, anybody seen Arsenal win against Chelsea? Ziad, did you see Arsenal win?
Do you see Arsenal winning against Chelsea?
Yeah, they're playing at home. What would your prediction be?
Oh, of course. I think the best we can get is a draw. I'm praying for a draw.
Really?
I think if we get a draw, that would be amazing. I think we've done our job. Bearing in mind how shit Chelsea have been and how good Arsenal have been towards this stage of the season, if we can nick a draw at Emirates, which I can't remember last time we played well or even got a result at Emirates. We don't really get results or performances.
It's under Lampard. It was Arteta's first
2019?
game. Yeah, so it's Arteta's first or second game, whatever it was.
Right. So it was years ago. Tammy Abraham last minute winner or something like that.
Yeah.
So that was come on. So if to walk away with that with a what do you call it? With a draw, W's.
I will
For
say
me,
both
be a
sides.
W.
Both sides are not clinical.
Of course, as a Chelsea fan, you would rather City win the league, of course, 100%.
Of course.
Oh yeah, the City winning the league.
Man, if Arsenal win the league, I'm not showing my face on social media.
Do you know what I love more about this narrative about I like
Ziad's zone is out.
Ziad's zone is
out of electricity. Ziad's zone. If Arsenal win this league, I promise you, a lot of people will cancel their YouTube channels.
I can't.
Has anyone seen that Wolves Fire guy? Like, normally he's here every chat window saying Arsenal are going to lose to the next team. But if anyone sees him, like, just let me know, right? But yeah, Chelsea should be fun.
He'll turn up on Tuesday if you drop points. He'll turn up on Tuesday.
He'll turn up, yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. I have a feeling that you guys are really going to do one of those crazy Mudryk crosses into the top corner and defend for your life. So that's going to be chaos. But we've got a lot of those to look forward to. Tottenham, Spurs, United.
I don't see Arsenal winning the league, though. The problem is too many tough games, to be honest. Too many. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's too many. Well, to be honest with you, if you win the next 5 games, and I'm going to say, I think you win the league.
Yeah.
Don't gas
me. I genuinely think Arsenal win the league. I think City will drop points.
I mean, they got Brighton away, no?
They have Brighton away. They have Forest away.
Yeah.
Brighton away is not easy.
No.
Why people think that City will win every single game? Is that people want to believe that? Do people really want to believe this? Like,
it's an easy thing. It's an easy thing to fall into. It's an easy thing to fall into. Just to go, City have done it before. They did it last season. They did it season 4. It's an easy thing to fall into. It's easy for them. It's a way of life now. City are going to roll up and win the last 6 games and win the title. They've done it before. So anything else, people don't like change.
Yeah, but I think the worst thing that's happened to Arsenal is Man City getting knocked out of the Champions League.
I don't know. They looked pretty nervous today playing you guys.
They were very, very nervous and tired and mentally fatigued. Like, look at Rodri's passing. They looked very tired today.
I don't see any other side playing against them the way we do, though. That's the thing.
Brighton.
I don't see. Maybe Tottenham, but the thing is, Tottenham are so open. You've seen the highlight against Newcastle. You know what I mean? You just float one over the top like that.
And it
and
never
outgoes
makes
the
sense how they
bottom,
lose to Spurs every year, but they somehow manage to lose to Spurs every year.
I know,
So
but the problem
hopefully a
is,
draw.
the problem is mine. That's like the second to last game. You know what I mean? That game might not even matter by the time we get to it. If it's unless you guys
It's our
keep
job to
the
make
pressure
sure
on.
it does, because last
That's what I mean.
season we fell off and they afforded the loss. They lost to Brighton and Brentford in the last 2 games or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the league was already
it
done.
was
I know
wrapped up,
we can't let that happen again.
That's
So
what I mean.
yeah.
You've got to make them go to Tottenham Stadium and have to get a result, a win. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do. And make sure you don't
Guys,
drop any points.
We've got about over 400 people here, guys, and we aren't even liking the video. We aren't even on 200 likes. So hit that like button, people. Come
It's
on.
a Jackson conversion rate stream. Hit the like button, man. What is this? Smash the like button.
Jackson setup, to be honest. Well, I wanted to ask Martin something. Do you see this team continuing with Jesus, Havertz, or do you want to see a change next season?
We need a striker to come in, so I think that's going to move people around. Jesus might go out in the wing, and Havertz might be wing or midfield. But yeah, there's a few pieces missing out of a perfect team. But I guess there always is. There's always something to do. But I'm not someone who wants to get rid of Jesus. I think there'll be like 8 other players that need to go. Like half the guys are on loan, and yeah, there's squad building to do. But we'll see who carries us to the end of the season and who fades away. Because some people are kind of on the edge of, do we keep him or do we sell him? Players like Zinchenko and Jesus and Kivior or whatever, things that we're not certain about. But I'm pretty chill on that side of things for now. I think that I'm very confident this team will make another step next season and be ready to go. Better than ever.
I asked Don this question. I asked who is a better starting place next season yesterday, Chelsea or Arsenal?
Did he say Chelsea?
He said he said he's not gonna say if Chelsea win the cup they would have a start, but he's like we never know what's gonna happen. We're gonna have the players back, and I didn't see. I think this Arsenal team is in a good place at all.
Of course it is. So established defense, established goalkeeper, established midfield.
Sort of. We need someone next to Rice that's going to replace Partey and Jorginho.
Yeah.
We
don't even know if we're going to have the same manager.
Goals.
How are we a more stable place? We don't even know if we're going to have the same manager as next season.
Well, if you can destabilize the manager, then we've got to restart, and then we need to get a new manager and sign new players. So that's why there's a lot of pressure on Arteta to not throw it away at the end of the season here. But that's going to be hard, managing everyone's minutes. I think we're going to play a very strong team against you guys too. So don't be expecting Cedric and
we should have rested some players. It's simple as that. I don't know why you would say no, but anyway.
Or taking them off, like we said, taking them off with
take them off after 60 minutes or something. Yeah.
Shh. Don't say that. Don't say that. You'll get called out for being negative. Don't say that.
What is it?
Okay, scared the life out of me, bro. I was on a different tab.
Yeah.
No, bro.
Yeah, clocked out.
What tab are you on?
What is negative today? A very controlled game. Simple win. You're doing your job.
No. I'm just saying, Mo. Don't say.
He could have not used Saka, to be honest.
Yeah, don't. Whoa.
That is the only win. The only thing, to be honest.
You'll have people
and
in the comments.
Martin even agrees that Saka could have.
Yeah, Martin, you be careful, my friend, as well. You'll have people in the comments calling you negative. I've just been on the terrace.
Dodging bullets,
I've just been on the terrace, right? And no doubt people have come over here from the terrace. And I said, let me make this point very, very clear. I am happy that Arsenal won the game today, yeah? I am happy that at this stage of the season, we get 3 points. That is all that matters. Let me just make that very, very clear. Yeah. However, I am worried that we looked extremely leggy today. Extremely leggy, right? Not just today either. For the past 3 weeks, we have looked leggy. We looked leggy in the second half against Aston Villa, hence why we lost the game. We looked leggy against Bayern Munich in the second leg, hence why we couldn't come. Hence why we didn't really have a go, and we looked leggy again today, right? We're going to continue to look leggy for the remainder of this season because there is no respite for Arsenal. Yeah, we play Chelsea again on, Wednesday? Tuesday, yeah. And then we play again at the weekend, right? Fixtures come in thick and fast, We ain't got
Spurs.
time to be resting players or anything like that. The players that we have to go at this league are the players that are going to continue to play because we don't have anything else, right? So my issue today with the manager is just like Mo said, right? We look leggy. Trossard, and I've been through and I've looked at the stats, so anybody can go check this out, right? Trossard scores the goal, right? We'd all say it's probably a little bit of a lucky goal. Cool, right? Fair enough, whatever. Trossard has played 90 minutes for Arsenal this season 5 times in the entire season, in all competitions, 5 times. Yeah. So that's a guy who's not going to be leggy. That's a guy who's got plenty of freshness in his legs, etc., etc. Right. So why did we not take Bukayo Saka off, keep Trossard on the pitch, and then bring on Martinelli? Because at the end of the day, right, Saka is the talisman for Arsenal. Saka is the one who's the top goal scorer, top assister, and without Bukayo Saka performing, yeah, we struggle. We struggle in front of goal. We struggle today. Let's be real about it. Yeah, we had a lot of chances, a lot of shots, a lot of control and all of that lot. But until Trossard scored, we didn't really look like scoring. And also that second goal from Martin Odegaard, that only came really because Wolves decided to open up a little bit with, you know, just a few minutes left to go to try and get an equalising goal. And they left space in behind. Aside from that, we didn't really do too much in front of goal. So we need our better players, our better individuals to be performing at the best level that they possibly can. So we need players like Bukayo Saka to be performing at a top level. So that's the only issue that I have today. And that's exactly what I said on the terrace. Oh, but you're negative for calling that out. Does anybody truly think that we can get away with performing like that today against Chelsea and come away with a result? Because I don't think we will. We've already seen this season, right? Chelsea haven't been great and they still nearly beat us at Stamford Bridge. I know it's at the Emirates, but they still nearly beat us and should have probably beat us at the Stamford Bridge. We never really looked like scoring in that game. And people will say, yeah, but City are leggy. And yeah, okay, I get that. City are leggy. You see it today. Yeah, City look leggy as hell. But the difference between City and Arsenal is they have individual players with star quality that can come up with individual brilliance in moments, in games, which will carry them through. Arsenal don't really have that. Arsenal have to do it as a collective. Hence why, yeah, we don't really have anybody who's we haven't got anybody who's hit 20 goals this season. You know, we have to share goals around the pitch. We have to rely on a collective team performance to get us over the line. And
credit to the manager for that as well, by the way.
Yeah, and if we're collectively looking leggy and we're looking tired,
I don't know why he doesn't put Saka out. I don't know why.
Tell me how we're
the guy's not doing anything.
Yeah, but is it easy for Arsenal fans to say, look, this is devil's advocate kind of stuff? What if you take him out and then you draw or you lose? Then you'll be like, why are you taking off our best player? He's the one that's supposed to get us the goal.
Yeah, but he isn't looking like their best player, bro.
Yeah, but he's still their best player.
Saka today looked like he doesn't want to be there, bro. He doesn't want to be there. Martin, he really didn't want to dribble. He didn't want to be there, Martin. He was getting, number one, he was getting clattered every time he gets the ball. Every time he
plays. There's nothing
right. He gets clattered. I don't think you could have give him a break. Jesus freaking can play right wing and we can play party. There are too many options for him to do.
I think people don't realize the step down from Saka to everyone else in that squad in the right wing.
Not at the current
it's not even
Saka
close.
didn't do any. Saka didn't do a lot today, Martin. Saka didn't.
Look, go back and watch it. I think he was very strong. He looked very fit. If the fitness coaches and the physiologists are making this decision based on science and saying he'll be fine, it's in their hands. I can't tell them, hey, he needs to come off, and the other ones do. They're all managing injuries. They're playing 4 games in 10 days, right? So everyone needs a rest, not just Saka. But without Saka,
we watch football.
We play like dead food.
We watch football with our eyes, Martin. The guy looks so tired. He can't run. This is not the same Saka. The turns are 10 times slower.
He's still running in the 90th minute. Like, I don't know. If he wants to come off, come off. I don't think we should be talking about it. And the reason why people think you're negative, Brandon, is because we just finished a game And there's time to like complain about stuff maybe tomorrow or something like that. People just want to enjoy the result and like feel like they've got the 3 points at a hard away result.
People want to ignore the fact.
No, you can bring them up later.
No.
Like it doesn't need to be the
No,
second
it's
of
not
the
about
game.
bringing it up later, Martin, because then it's too late. Yeah, there's a thing called
Too late for what?
No, there's a thing called constructive criticism, my friend.
I'm a fan of
And
that.
that is exactly what that is. That's all it is, right? I'm not at any point have I sat here and said I am unhappy with today. I am just unhappy at the fact that the manager kept Bukayo Saka on the pitch yet again for 90 minutes when he did nothing. And he needs a rest. We need him for the remainder of the season. I think everybody can agree that, right? We need the best version of Bukayo Saka for the remainder of this season to have a chance of winning the league. People sit there and go, just be happy with the result. I'm happy with the result. But we've also got to factor in the fact that we played an extremely depleted Wolves side today, right? Yeah, cool. We get the 3 points. It's what we needed. That's fine. But people are also ignoring the fact that we've still got to play Chelsea, Tottenham, Man United away, right? Them 3 games in particular, we can't afford to perform in that manner and expect to get away with winning because it won't happen. So I'm looking at the overall picture, my friend, which is if we want to win this league, the manager's got to start being more smart by managing certain players' minutes so that we can save them and get the best out of them for the remainder of the season.
See what Pep said about this after the City-Chelsea game, where they said he's got to play 4 games in 12 days, and he says, well, I could play my B team, but we'll be 3-0 down by halftime, and then I have to find a way to come back into the game. So it's not me that you're talking to. It's managers that have faced this pressure of we have to win. I have to rest my players. We have to win. Like if we'd started B team and lost, the knives would be out as well. So you can't win.
No. That's not what I'm saying either. I never even said that Bukayo Saka shouldn't have started today. I'm just saying if you're going to bring on Martinelli, I'm just saying.
I genuinely think he should not have started.
If you're going to bring on Martinelli, that's fine. Take off Saka. Don't take off Trossard. Yeah, Trossard, like I said, he's played 90 minutes 5 times for Arsenal this season. There's no reason why Trossard couldn't have played 90 minutes today. You could have rested Bukayo Saka, give him a little bit of time to recover, ready for Chelsea. That's all I'm saying. You know?
I don't know why you guys want to play Jesus right wing. I don't get it.
Everybody says as well about how strong our bench looks now.
We don't. You know, we want Jesus
Thomas
to play,
Partey on there. We've got Jorginho on there. We've got players. We've got players on there that can do a job. So why is he not using them? That's like Partey came on today. Fair enough. That's fine. You know, that's fine. I want them. I just think that the manager can use the squad that he has available to him a bit better than what he is doing. There's no reason why Bukayo Saka had to play 90 minutes today. At the end of the day, Wolves, let's be honest, they offered absolutely nothing. Yeah, we was quite comfortable in that game. There was no need for Bukayo Saka to stay on that pitch when we went 1-0 up. He could have kept with Trossard and played Martinelli on the right, or vice versa. Yeah, there was no need to leave Bukayo Saka on. And all I'm saying is it could have a long-term effect on Arsenal. If, you know, we come up against Chelsea and Bukayo Saka looks exactly the same as what he has done for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and we lose the game, everybody's going to be talking about how we should have rested Bukayo Saka against Wolves. So, you know, you got to look at it from that point as well. We may not lose to Chelsea. We may end up going there looking like our energetic Arsenal self again, like we have done since, you know, the trip at Dubai for the remainder of the season. We don't know, you know, but I'm looking at the last 3 games that Arsenal have played. And for the last 3 games, we've looked leggy. So I don't see that changing. When in 3 days' time,
it's not going to change because we're playing a ridiculous amount of games. The only thing that they can get a rest from is the Champions League because they got their asses kicked out, so they don't have to play those games anymore. There's only 5 games left now, and I don't think we can afford to rest people if they're part of our best team when we need to be destroying these teams. This is the Premier League, right? There's no easy points, and Wolves away is the definition of not an easy point, regardless of if they're playing kids. So, yeah, I just say we got to suck it up. Players are going to look. Trossard, I'm not against Trossard playing more minutes. I think that he is weak sometimes with his back to goal. He can get the ball knocked off him in midfield, and it creates chances for the opposition. And what Arteta seems to want to do is to just reinforce our team with more physical power and strength at the end of the game, so that we don't
But also at
capitulate.
the same time, we've got to look at with Trossard, right? Not only has he only played 5 games of 90 minutes in all competitions for Arsenal this season, all 5 of them games that he's played the 90 minutes in, we've won. So he's been a part of that, right? He's also our second top goal scorer this season with 9 goals in the league, right? 14 in all competitions. So it's not like Leandro Trossard is a huge step down from any player that we've got on that pitch. If anything, Leandro Trossard in the last 3 games has been the one who's actually stepped up and dug us out. He got the equaliser against Bayern Munich at the Emirates. He got the goal today that dug us out of the mire, because before that, we didn't even look like we was going to score. So it's not like he's a player that cannot be relied upon. And this is where my issue lies with the manager, because you've got a player there who's tired as hell, doesn't have to play. And you've got a player there who's performing. Just keep Trossard on the pitch, my friend. Like, it's not a difficult thing to do. It really isn't, and take off one of your best players who you're going to need towards the end of the season, So that's the only complaint that I have today. But going into the Chelsea game, look, we might be completely different in that game. We might not.
I don't think we played that badly today. Like, honestly, the second half, we were quite sharp. We were doing a lot of 1-2 passes, breaking through them at will. We had 24 shots, 9 on target. Some of them were rubbish, but we were peppering them in the second half when I expected us to fade off a little bit, and that was a pleasant surprise. So I think we need to look at what works in our game. It doesn't have individual brilliance. It requires that teamwork to, like, break a team down. You're right about that, and that takes a lot of energy out of the team to do that constantly. So against Chelsea, we're going to have to really dig deep and show them that we're at home, and they're going to have to be holding out basically for the whole game. Otherwise, it's going to be a draw, and we're going to capitulate again, and Chelsea will have that "we ruined Arsenal's season" trophy, and they'll catch life. We don't want them to catch life. Sorry, guys.
For me, like I'm watching this Arsenal team. For some reason, the season feels like it's over because Man City are ahead. It feels like it's done after the Champions League exit by Arsenal and Liverpool loss, and it's contagious feeling. And the problem is, I feel like it's gonna go to the players.
Yeah.
Right? It's gonna go to the players. Like, I feel like even Arsenal fans now are giving up, and the majority of them are just giving up, and they are assuming that the league is done. It's over. You know what I mean? We've done what we can. We just have to accept that Man City are better than us, right?
The season's never over, and next season's already started. You have to win every game. That it's been a must-win for Arsenal for 2 years now. Nothing's changed. So whatever it is, one game at a time. Just keep knocking them down.
City did the same last season. City were behind and said, one game at a time. We'll just win the games and see what happens. Arsenal collapsed.
I've not given up by any means. This league is still winnable for Arsenal, and until it isn't, it's not over. And at the end of the day, anything can happen. Man City could drop points. I don't know where they could drop points at the moment, but they could drop points. But I just look at, like everybody says, rather than focusing on, the manager himself will say, don't focus on City, focus on ourselves, focus on what we've got to do. So I'm focusing on us, and I'm looking at us right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at a leggy team that's still got to go to Tottenham away and Man United away. And then I've got to look at it realistically and think, well, can we win them games putting in the performances that we are right now? I don't think we can. And that's just the reality of it. That's just the reality of it.
But you can't go already into the future. We've got to just deal with day by day, game by game. We haven't lost any games in the future, right?
I think Spurs will be coming off a 2-week layoff. Am I right? When you play them on Sunday,
which could be bad for them.
Yeah,
could
be bad. Doggy's got surgery. I heard.
Is that true? A Doggy's out injured. Is the Doji out injured?
Picture of him in hospital. Yeah, he's out for the season. So
the thing is, if you beat us Tuesday, City might beat Brighton Thursday, but you play before them on Sunday, not after them. So you could put a hell of a lot of pressure on them by beating Spurs.
City plays Sunday.
I'm not too worried about the legginess against Spurs, because we've seen it before in derbies. It's completely different. Different. Yeah, both teams turn up either whichever way the form is or whatever, and you tend to see a lot of energy in that because it's a derby. The games that I worry about as being leggy is Chelsea, is Man United. You know, because with Man United's form as well, not being the greatest of this season, the very up and down team, we could quite easily go into that game thinking, "Oh, Man United are poor. You know, this is a good opportunity to beat them at Old Trafford," and turn up and not necessarily give our 100% because
Mine's
of
on the
time.
FA Cup final probably as well,
You know,
because I'll probably be
but-
commentary.
If you look at our schedule now, we've got this 2-day break to Chelsea, and then 5 days till Spurs, and then 7 days between games for the last 3 or 4, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll be able to get, once we get through this area, we'll be able to rest people a little bit more and hopefully rejuvenate. But yeah, this is that's what I meant by survival mode. Like it was just like get through this and no speed humps.
Yeah, I'd expect you to be leggy for Tuesday because it's a quick turnaround. I expect both teams to be leggy for Tuesday because it's a quick turnaround. It's the
Yeah, well, you guys didn't have Europe, right? We had Bayern home, then Villa, then Bayern away, then Wolves away.
I would just generally
okay.
it's a quick turnaround. It's like 3 days, you know, stuff like that. Even this season, just start in just mentally. I'd expect us to be mentally leggy more than physically leggy. If I'm honest with you, because generally our season's over. So you know what I mean. So it's like
Past Tuesday, yeah.
Yep.
Do you think you're going to
Has
get?
anybody, if Arsenal win every game from now until the end of the season and they don't win the league, does anybody think this has been a good season for Arsenal? Ziad, do you think that's a good season?
I think it's a good season, but they have got nothing to show for it. I think many teams can have good seasons, but then you have to have something to show for it.
Friends.
For example, Chelsea today, we shit season, but at least we leave with the trophy. If we were to fucking do our jobs, but at the end of the day, you're fighting for the title, and you're competing with the best team in the world, or one of the best teams in the world, or one of the best managers in the world. So it's all good competing, but I don't think competing does anything. For me as a Chelsea fan anyway, I don't think there's a lot of positives from competing, but the end goal is winning a trophy, and especially the Premier League. And if you don't leave with the Premier League 2 years on the bounce, I would be very disappointed. And I wouldn't sit here and gloat about having a good season or competing. I would be more disappointed about not actually leaving with the Premier League.
But also,
do you know what I think it is? I think the disappointment would be the fact that we've let ourselves down in moments. It's not like, you know, Man City or Liverpool have been that fantastic that you can just sit there and go, wow, you know, there was no way, no matter what we did, we was going to catch them this season. It would have been a case of if we win these remaining games and Man City win the remaining games and win the league, we'll all be sitting there going, what if we beat Aston Villa? What if we beat Fulham? You know, what if we beat these teams that we should be beating?
Man City can say the same. What if we beat Crystal Palace? What if we, like, Man City can say the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if we beat Chelsea once? What if we do this? What if we do, like, Man City can say the same. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Like, I don't think it goes this way. Like, because like everybody lost the game that, okay, you lost the games. Man City as well. You know what I mean? Wolves game. What was that? Like it goes both ways. Like people can't just be looking. Yeah, you look at yourself, you look at where you fell off, you know, where you dropped the ball or everything. But it cannot be just it's a complete.
It would be that Aston Villa game, I think, because that's when, you know, with 7 games to go, you look at it and you think, right, that was our opportunity. That was our opportunity to go, right, we can go and give ourselves a little bit of distance between us and the City.
Yeah.
In our hands, as everybody like to say, bigger fish to fry in our hands, right? And we was the ones that messed that up, nobody else. So
I actually think it's the period between November and December when City had their worst run under Pep in the Premier League. That's where you and Liverpool look back on that and go, we dropped points during that time as well. We could have built a lead on them like that.
But again, though, Winter, like there's even
there's
at
so
that
many
point,
points. There's so many different
at that stage
points
of the season, though. There's still so much football to be played. I think if we do end up losing the league after winning all our games, I think the one that Arteta will be looking at is that Aston Villa game. He'll be looking at that and going,
it's always time on the Fulham game.
So if you do not win the league, then the reaction is what you do in the summer, right? That's what it is. So we've got we went from 8 points to 2 points. What do we now do in the summer? That's the reaction at Arsenal. Fans need to focus on that and look at their board.
We've got a lot of
What-
work to do in the summer. We've got a hell of a lot of work.
I think the key is to get more than points than last season's a bare minimum. Better than 85.
Why is Troops laughing? I don't know.
Because
why
he's
people
laughing at me for something like.
So why do people want Man City to win another trophy?
No, he's laughing at Chelsea. He's not laughing at
Oh,
Arsenal.
right then.
He's laughing at Chelsea.
I don't think anybody should laugh at Chelsea. They're freaking.
I don't know why
was
he's
scared.
laughing, man.
He was scared, no. He was
laughing
scared.
at-
He
bro,
was
I swear to
scared.
God,
Yeah, I
he's
know
about
they were
to the
scared.
league,
Like
bro.
they were scared that Chelsea win another trophy and say we had a better season than Arsenal. Big up Troops in the chat, guys. If you haven't subscribed, go subscribe to Troops TV. And
He can
tomorrow-
finally return to the top on one of his streams now. On the top, he can finally return to the top. For the last few streams,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
been at the bottom.
the back
I
again
actually
was
wanted
tomorrow.
Chelsea to
Back
win
again
the
was
FA
tomorrow
Cup.
with HUSAM and
Yep.
Lewis.
I wanted
has been
Chelsea to
so
win
good,
so
for
that
sure.
they could tell us how important the FA Cup is.
The FA
We
Cup
have
is very
14 of
important. I
them.
would have taken the FA Cup. I would have taken the FA Cup. Yeah, but Mo, you say Arsenal fans and City fans, what if we done that? What if we done that? I think to some case you have to, because when you're competing for the title, especially you
Yeah.
can include Liverpool in there, 3 teams competing for one title, which you don't see a lot. If you bottle games that you should have won, if players don't step up when they should have stepped up, if managers make mistakes that they shouldn't have made, that's how you have to look at it, because these are the fine margins. You know, competing for a league is fine margins in itself, let alone a 3-way title race. So yeah, I think Arsenal saying
Problem, Pep
"Yo, Aston
Guardiola
Villa,"
doesn't let you slip. That's a big
Exactly.
problem.
and that's why I
Like,
love
you
him,
can't-
and
you
that's why he has
can't
to
you
win it.
can't slip. You know what I mean?
Good.
It's not like back in the days when you're like 9 points or 10 points ahead, and if you slip, who cares? And if you slip, the other team will slip. You know, like Chelsea used to lose, and Man United will lose. Arsenal lose, Man United will lose. You know what I mean? Now it's unbelievable that Arsenal are top of the table, right? And people are saying the league is over. The league is over.
But I think
The majority-
I think they'll be disappointed because I think Man City are going to reload this summer and go for a fifth title in a row. So it's like,
Bro, I
this
don't
is
think
a-
even this Man City team is that good.
It's not.
I
That's
just
what I'm
don't
saying.
think
They're
they're
gonna-
good, bro.
They're not good.
It's
They're
Pep
not good.
Guardiola and the way he plays freaking football. That
This is the
people think
worst. This is the worst title winning team under Pep Guardiola. This is the worst one.
bro,
how they
this
play.
is-
It's the worst one.
if they
What
win
I'm
the
saying is-
title, I think it's
if you-
shame on Jurgen Klopp
Yeah.
and Arteta if they win the title, to be honest. 100%. Bro,
I
this
agree.
City team is not great. It shows when Arsenal won against them, when Liverpool destroyed them. It shows. I'm not just saying this. Until
What
this
percentage
moment,
of fall off have Man City had from their last
say it
season?
again.
Yeah, okay.
What percentage
cool,
of
cool,
fall
cool.
off have they
Let's-
had
let's-
from last season?
Let's answer this one then, Martin. Yeah?
It's a good segue to the Man City and the
So
Chelsea. game.
they lost Gundogan, clutch player. They lost Laporte, clutch player. They lost Mahrez, clutch player. Yeah, they replaced him with Doku, who's crap, by the way. Let's just be real about it. Yeah, he's crap. Nunes, who's not great. Kovacic, who's not great either. And the only one who I actually rate out of all of 4 transfers that they brought in is Guardiola. They've got an aging Kyle Walker at right back who's been not great again this season. You know, yes, they've got star quality, but that's the thing. They've got star quality in their squad, and that is what carries
You
them
got the
through.
best pass
Plus the
back
manager.
player in the world, Jack
Yeah.
Grealish. The best pass
Oh.
back player in the history of the sport, Jack Grealish.
Imagine this as well. Imagine this as well. Kevin De Bruyne was out injured for what, 6 months at the beginning
More.
of the
He's asking to
He
come off.
hasn't played, bro, until February or something, or
Yeah.
March.
He's asking to come off. He's asking to come off in games
Yeah.
as well.
Imagine that they haven't had Kevin De Bruyne, who we all know is one of their best players, and then Haaland's been in and out as well with some injuries and stuff. He hasn't scored as many goals this season as he did last season. Didn't expect him to anyway. I think last season was a freak.
Julian Alvarez is playing worse than Kai Havertz.
But again, if you look at that and say, look at all them players that they lost and look at what they replaced them with. They didn't have De Bruyne for till February. And then Haaland's been in and out and not scoring at the rate that he has done. And they've
Yeah,
still won the league.
So
Then
do
I
we
think
have a
you have
better
to look at it
11
and say,
and squad
okay,
than Man City, or like do they have a better team than us, or what?
Squad or an 11?
Both.
Okay, so for starting 11, your both center backs are better than the whole defense, right? Including John Stones, who can't stay on his feet. Like, the guy can't play football anymore. He's made of glass. Let's establish that. The
And
guy,
Ben White's been better than Kyle Walker this season.
Right.
Ben White's been better than
Kyle Walker plays against Vinny Jr., but you don't face Vinny Jr. every day. You face other
Yeah.
players. Different.
Yeah.
It's not only about the pace. Their left back, Gavardiol, he's playing left wing. Aki's in and out of the squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's not
in the
been good all
midfield,
season.
Rodri. In the midfield, Rodri. Who has had a better season, Rodri or Declan Rice? Anybody here can answer?
Declan
Okay, I'm
Rice,
gonna ask a
yeah.
Chelsea fan. Who has had a better
In-
season, Rodri or Declan Rice? Both
Well,
out of the
Rod-
Champions League, the
Yeah,
quarterfinal. Who's had a better
Declan
season?
Rice. I think Declan Rice has been
I
better
think
than
Declan Rice
Rodri
probably
this
had a bigger
season, or at
impact.
least level. He's been very good.
I'm more consistent than
Yeah, he's more
Rodri,
consistent than Rodri this
right?
season. Yeah.
Okay. Phil Foden, yes, without a shadow of a
Mhm.
doubt, is very good, right? Left wing, he tried Alvarez, Bernardo, Foden, Doku, Grealish. He can't find a left winger to save his life. By the way, Doku started well, faded. Now he's coming back to like, oh my God, Doku is like terrorizing defense, right? But for the majority of the season, people are saying this Doku thing is some maximum. Am I wrong here or am I wrong?
No, you're right.
He's
You're
saying
right.
some maximum.
Yeah.
Haaland up top scoring goals, misses more than he scores.
Yep.
So I'm not saying City are bad. If it wasn't for Pep Guardiola, Man City would not have been here, right?
Yeah.
Man City would not have been here. I think people just Arsenal though started the season very slow, and then after Dubai, 11 games. Did you guys have 11 games when you like won 10 and drew 1?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Man City didn't lose games. They didn't look great as well. When were Man City top of the table?
I think they won the first 6
Last
games.
week.
Right? They won the first 6 games this season.
Yeah.
The first
Was it?
10 games it was Spurs. The first 10 games.
Yes,
it was
that's right. Yeah, that was right.
right? The first 10 games it was Spurs. Until they got the injuries against Chelsea, and then Spurs, they're done, out. Like I think like I'm not saying they should have, could have done that, but this is there was
Missed
a big chance.
opportunities.
Wasn't it
Missed
that big
opportunities.
chance? Bro,
Yeah.
did you watch Chelsea game today, guys? Did you see how open this Man City defense is?
Hmm.
Wide open.
Depends how you play them. Chelsea were doing some weird thing where they had Gallagher on the left wing, but he was inverting into the midfield, and they're basically like outnumbering them all over the place, which was pretty
But,
impressive. I thought.
but we've done it 3 times. We've done the same
How
thing.
many
3
goals,
times.
bro? This Chelsea team scored like 6 goals against the City team. Who scored
Yeah.
6 goals against City? 6 goals
Yeah,
in 2
no
games,
one.
bro.
No.
And then
Yeah,
people
but they're
come
like
here and
they're
tell me,
kryptonite for a
but
big
it's
team.
City. And then people come on the show all the time. But it's City. How can we be better than them? But it's City. And on Twitter and on YouTube shows. But it's City. We cannot compete against City. Well, have you been watching Man City? Have you been watching Pep Guardiola not finding the right 11 all season? And injuries in and out?
He's played Alvarez as a DM this season, by the way. He's played Alvarez.
We by the way, we've been very lucky with injuries to a degree.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, you are.
we've had Gabriel and Saliba fit all season. We've had Declan Rice fit all season. You know,
Odegaard.
them 3 in particular are the only reason why Arsenal actually have a chance of winning this league, because our defense has been so good,
Yeah.
and because we haven't conceded like many goals.
Let me do the super chats
chances,
and then
etc.
we can keep going. Let me do the super chats because people are saying the MCFC solo. We are shocking today, 100%. Robbed that game. I want to understand what people say. Did you guys rob them in the referees or you stole the game with that goal? Because that penalty, though, disgrace. We were robbed the game, but it is what it is. Criminal for Pep to play all these guys knowing they were gassed. No one looked on it. Rodri looked like, get me out of here, bro. Sub me out.
Yeah.
Rodri literally is like, sub me out. Why I'm playing football again? It's, to be honest, I don't know why Pep played them. I see no reason. Ryan is saying, do people watch different game? Arsenal were excellent. We said that. Very comfortable. 2-horse race now between City and Arsenal. In my opinion, Arsenal have a big chance. Why not Liverpool, though?
This guy will be saying differently. If Liverpool win tomorrow, it'll be in DMs. Of
He's like, we're favorites.
Right.
Ray, your favorites tomorrow. You win tomorrow
You
against
are
Fulham,
so
your favorites to
shameless.
win the league. 100%. Kel Kester, Man City fan. Doku changed the game. Jackson was shit. Here is what I want to say about this. Actually, Jackson wasn't shit at all.
No.
He was very good.
Yeah.
Probably
Right?
our best player.
Jackson was very good. But it's unforgivable, the chances that are missed
Yes.
in front of the
very
goal.
much so, yeah.
Do you know that happens to who? Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus would have a
Yeah.
very good game, connecting the play, doing this and that. And then in front of the goals, he shits his pants.
I thought it
Oh,
was.
goodness.
I've got to be honest. I thought it was Gabriel Jesus. I watched one chance in particular
Was it a
where
penalty?
Yeah.
Jackson this ain't the header. This is one where he's 1v1.
Gabriel Jesus, yeah.
No, not Jesus. This is Jackson.
Yeah.
This is where he's 1v1
Yeah.
with who was it? Who was in goal? I can't remember now.
Ortega.
Yeah, that's it. He was 1v1 with him, and then rather than taking the shot early before the defender had a chance to get back, he decided to stop.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Actually, he had 4 clear-cut chances today. 4.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He could have had a hat-trick.
Jesus got an assist today, by the way, just to clarify.
By the way, I'm going to say this again. If
still
Arsenal
shit.
get an actual player on that left side that is a goal scorer, Gabriel Jesus would be amazing. And if Saka gets back to scoring goals, people just think that Gabriel Jesus should be scoring goals. Well, maybe he's not, bro. He's never going to be that guy. He doesn't play the way to score goals. MCFC saying only people on it for us was Akanji, Diaz, and Doku when he came on. Everyone else was 5 out of 10 at best. Some worse. Some of them for leaving it all out. Shout out to them for leaving it all out. Yeah, Man City players left everything on the pitch, but Chelsea should have won the game. Dio, it's the end of the season. 5 games to go. Win the 5 games, you'll win the Premier League. I said it. Arsenal win the next 5 games, they win the Premier League. JJ, big up. W's for my guy. JJ for supporting the channel. Guys, W's. I'm going to be the first one to type W's in the chat for him, to be honest. Salam Mo. Salam Ashraf Habibi. The reality is that the few teams that will compete at the end, only one team can win. Considering the strides Arteta made over the past 2 years, it is commendable. Look at how long it took City to win the Champions League. Smash the likes, people. I actually want to say something before I go on to Chelsea. Thank you, JJ, for the super chat. But first, I want to do this. If you add the 6 points that Arsenal usually give to City this year, they don't have. They would be on par for mid-90s, still doing City things. Yeah, but you won. But you actually didn't lose against City.
That's ridiculous.
I want to say something.
Does anyone remember when HUSAM said that Liverpool got an easy 6 points off Arsenal every season? That wasn't that long ago either.
I think as well, if you look at City, we took 4 points off them. I think Liverpool took.
No. It's a draw and a draw.
The draw, yeah.
They took 2 points off of them.
They usually don't win at Anfield anyway, City. So
I think Chelsea took 2 points off of City as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
There is. Can I put something? I don't know if anybody watched Arteta's press conference, but there is a video circling around. He said something very strange. He said, "Why do people criticize us? Look at how far we have gone. A team that has not been in the Champions League 7 years, to a team that competed back-to-back season and be in the quarterfinal in the Champions League." And I was listening to this and I looked at it 2 ways. He's treating Arsenal and this team like a small team, like it's an achievement what he has done, right? I'm being serious, by the way. He's treated, because you cannot say that. Like, if Chelsea next season say, "Oh, we've come so far for 2 back-to-back seasons," I don't think that's the right mentality, to be honest. I don't think him saying that to the media is the right mentality.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's referring to the changes behind the scenes and everything since he got there, the state the club was in. We can be a big club, but be a small club by mentality and by actions. And we were definitely in the stage of a small club by mentality and actions.
But him saying that, he's like, accept it. It's okay. You shouldn't be the manager and say this. It should be us.
He doesn't need to say it out in public. That's what I
Yeah, he doesn't. You don't need to sit in a press conference and tell the fans, "Be happy with where we are." Like, he's literally telling the fans, swallow your tongue and don't talk. I have taken you so far.
Maybe he wasn't talking to our fans. Maybe he was talking to everyone that keeps
but to be honest, I don't think that was the right.
We have so many haters.
As a big club, you don't say that, Martin. As a big club, you don't say that.
I think,
does anybody agree? Martin, you really going to defend that?
Yeah, just focus on the game.
If anything, he should be saying to the players, "Well done for getting this far. Next season, we're going to go again, and next season we'll make sure that." Because let's be honest, right? When you look at Arsenal's Champions League run, I did this the other day, right? Because people look at it and go, "It's Bayern." You know, look at the Champions League heritage from Bayern, right? And I get that, I understand that. But when you look at Arsenal's Champions League run, it's not great. You know, the group stage, we played a load of Europa League teams, let's be honest. and then we get out of the group stage, and we face a Porto side with a 40-year-old Pepe at the back, right? And we just about scrape by them. And then
Does
the
anyone
moment that
think
we
that
actually,
Porto team was easy to play against?
no, I'm not saying that, but you know,
Well, you're
when
making it sound like they
I'm
were
not saying that,
chumps.
but when you look at it on paper, yeah, Porto, that Porto side was never going to win the Champions League. We was expected to go there and roll them over, right?
Yeah, and we went to play football and they claimed to win. Remember what
third
you
in the
said
league.
about-
Hang on. So you wouldn't have, when we drew Porto, nobody had sat there and gone, "Oh my God, this is Porto. Oh my God, Arsenal ain't going to get through this game." Everybody was sitting there going, "Yes, it's Porto. You know, we should make it through that," and rightly so as well. And we did. We just about scraped by it, right? But then the moment that we come up against a decent team, we fold. But this is it's been the same. It's been the same under Arteta. I don't know what it is about his European, well, not even so much Arteta. It's just Arsenal in general. Our European record is shocking. Let's be honest, it's shocking. Under Arsene Wenger,
I think European campaign has been success.
the only
The
one,
European campaign has been a success.
No, it hasn't.
the only one who's done
It
decent
hasn't.
for Arsenal in Europe is Unai Emery, and that's because he got us to a final, which we got battered in. That's fine.
Just slightly.
We got absolutely smashed in, but the only one who you can say actually has a decent enough European record for Arsenal is Unai Emery. But Unai Emery's done that everywhere. Arteta's European record since being at Arsenal is shocking, really.
It's only 4 years, and he doesn't have.
I would look.
Oh,
In
more
my
at-
4
opinion,
years.
next year. In my opinion,
Yeah, look at next.
next
I would
year in
look
the
at next year.
Champions League, I want to see what he does.
Yeah,
Only
if
4
it's the
years.
same-
Come on, man.
If it's the same, then then I would go back and go.
Yeah, but
You
come
know what?
on.
You got a point, especially because you will get an easy group. Sort of, you will get an easier group. And remember, the Champions League changes next season.
No,
as
they
well.
won't. They will still be third. No, they won't.
No, but it changes next season, right? As well, because you've got to play more games as well.
Oh yeah, it's completely different.
Yeah, and
now.
then you got to do some stupid playoff thing if you finish outside the top 8 or something like that.
Oh, the
So-
Champions League next season is going to be horrific.
Yeah, but
anyway.
Mo,
Yes.
If this
You
Arsenal
think,
team,
you think Pep Guardiola's complaining about games? How many games now this season? He rated they've added like about 7 more games.
Maybe
in the
that's why
Champions
Jurgen Klopp quit.
League. Yeah, he went. I'm not doing it.
Because
I'm not doing it.
yeah, go ahead, Zia.
man, if this Arsenal team, I said it before, if this Arsenal team is not going to beat that Bayern Munich team, then God help them next season.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? What does that mean? This Arsenal team is supposed to be. They're going to compete for the league. It's supposed to be their
Based on
best
who?
Arsenal. They're
Based
going to
on
be there.
who?
They're competing for the league right now. No, they're
Yeah.
supposed to have the best defense in the world,
You have
partnership
no
in the
idea
world.
what draw they're going to get next
Yeah.
season.
No one said that in the world, but
They
fine.
don't have the best. No. So we haven't heard they had the best centre back partnership in the world.
I don't care about what they say. I want
You heard in
what you
Europe,
think,
no.
Ziad. What do you
But
think?
no. I'm just going off what they say.
So,
and what they,
see,
no,
don't judge Arsenal
What
fans
they-
based on what they say.
Of
I
course,
want to
I
hear
have.
what
What do
you
you?
because
No.
if I judge, okay,
What they
I'm gonna tell
what
you.
they
Let me tell
say
you.
and
Okay, let
where
me-
they put their players compared to where the team's
Hold-
performing.
If I judge, okay, so there's 2 ways. If I judge Arsenal team based on how Northside and Lee, right, see this team, they should have been out of the group stage. If I judge it based on Brandon, this is good enough, quarterfinal. If I judge it based on Dayo and Martin, right, this team is the best in the world. It depends.
Excuse me. I'm right here. You don't need to put words in my mouth, okay? I think you can look at our UCL
High.
campaign from 2
Are you
perspectives.
high?
If you want to be very negative, you can say we had an easy run. We should have beat Porto, went through on penalties, and then we lost to the worst Bayern side in everyone like since World War II, right? Or you can say we topped our group. We had the best goal difference out of any of the teams. We got a shitty draw out of those balls, where we got Bayern at home first and then away second. Like, I don't understand how that happens in the round of 16 for both rounds, whether that changes. But we went further than Arsenal had been in the Champions League in 15 years. So it's hard to really be mad about that. I don't think it's like shout it from the roofs, oh, look at us, we succeeded in the Champions League. It's just like we didn't embarrass ourselves. That's a nice start. That's a basis to work from, because normally we go out and show everyone our ass. So I'm happy.
Yeah, I
with it.
think it was Martin. I think it was just a missed opportunity. That's all, because Bayern are weaker.
Look,
like we've
people
seen
lied
today.
to us,
By the
you
way,
know,
they are
because that
weaker,
Bayern
guys.
team was not
Guys,
shit.
they are weaker, but there was still the word weaker. It doesn't mean they are weaker than Arsenal.
No,
They're
Yeah.
weaker.
No.
So
And
one
it's-
second. Who's the better team, Arsenal or Bayern Munich?
We
In
were
the
in better
Champions League,
form, but
Bayern Munich.
Bayern had the
No,
better
forget it.
players.
Who is the better team, Mo?
What does that mean?
Who is the better team? Who has been the better team this season?
How
In
you
their
gonna
league,
In the
Arsenal.
Champions League?
Arsenal.
Overall, Arsenal have been a better team.
Okay, but in the Champions League, I would pick Bayern. If my friend, listen, I don't bet. If my friend is asking me about a bet, I would, bro. I was so clear that I picked Bayern Munich to go through.
You predict Bayern Munich to beat Arsenal.
Martin, am I lying?
It benefits our rivals to say Bayern is shit, because if we beat them, then they can say you beat that shit Bayern, and if we lose them, they can say
No,
well,
it's just a
Chat,
it's just a fact.
Tell Ziad, the people that are here, how many times I actually said that Bayern are favorites. And I'm like, no, you gotta hold Arsenal to a higher standards. I literally called Arsenal in the Champions League as a small team this season.
And let's be honest,
Small
after
team.
that first,
And people got upset.
Mo,
I didn't care, bro. I didn't care.
Mo was that unconcerned about Arsenal. He was even saying, "Look, I'll take them.
give me Arsenal.
Give me Arsenal. Give me Arsenal." And then, unfortunately for Mo, they went out to Atletico.
We went out to Atletico, and Atletico got. But my point is, people misunderstand the point of heritage. It's not heritage, right? This team has never heard the anthem of the Champions League before this season.
Bro, their fans were crying when they heard it. Man.
Yeah, but that's
Well,
you have to put.
People mocked Igal and said, "What's Igal doing? Saying celebrating we get Bayern." That's an example of where we have been, because we're so used to playing Europa's shit teams that we want to get our ass kicked by Bayern just to feel something. It's like we're newbies. Like our fans are newbies, our players are newbies. Arteta hasn't managed a proper Europa League or Champions League
Martin,
game.
when Reece sat on Saad's channel and said, "I want the big boys in the Champions League. I want the toughest route," and I'm like, "You really haven't played Champions League for a while, bro."
Which is my point.
You really haven't.
This
played
is
Champions League for a while.
This is my point.
No,
If the vast majority of the Arsenal fans are dying to play the likes of Bayern Munich and put their team to that
because
standard,
they don't know.
We've been playing Wi-Fi password in the
they walked into
Europa
the wall,
League
innit?
for so long.
It's because the vast majority of Arsenal fans are deluded as fuck and think that we're the greatest team since sliced bread, and Mikel Arteta is this fantastic manager, even though he hasn't, he's had 4 years in the job. But let's be honest, he hasn't really improved. Like he hasn't really proved himself now. Yeah, he's still a vastly inexperienced manager compared
100%.
to a lot of managers, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the Arsenal fan base are deluded as hell. A lot of the Arsenal fan base haven't even seen Arsenal in a proper title race. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Especially these online units.
That too,
I have to mute Igal. Like it's too much,
Hey Mo,
I like Igal.
I like last season.
Sometimes he takes it too much, but I like it.
Back.
Hey, but
It's
Mo,
so
last season,
exciting.
the Champions League draw, were you hoping to get the other side where it had Man
Bro,
City?
when I got that side, I'm like, fuck these guys, bro. Who gives a shit who you play in the Champions League? 5 years from now, do you think people will remember who played?
Exactly.
And we get bantered for our group, but look at Man City's group. They had the easiest group out of all of them. And they had Copenhagen and whatever. Like it was nobody. I take it. I wanted the easiest run possible. I don't want this hard stuff.
Exactly. I said it before. When you win the title or the cup, it doesn't say who you played. It just says who won. All this hero. Oh, I want to go for it. I want to go play the big boys. Shut up. You know what I mean? Shut up. Why? You don't. You don't want to play them. It's like when the FA Cup semi-final draw. Do you think I want City? I want Coventry.
I would have took Mo's in. I'd have took Mo's in there. No problem.
Who cares? If you think that's, as long as you think that's the easier route, fine with you. But people that want to play the toughest teams, why? What's the point, though? What is your point here? There's no reason for you to want to play a tough team. I want to play the easiest team ever.
Even City fans don't want to play Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. They want to play it's mad.
Man, we got Real Madrid 2 years in a row, and I was like,
I don't want to play Real Madrid.
Fuck off Real Madrid. Like, honestly,
seriously, like people just don't understand it. It shows you, and people like Ziad, which is I get it because Ziad gets bantered all the time about Chelsea. He's gonna take Arsenal fans to what they say. Because like you said that, I'm gonna hold you to what you said.
No, let's be honest. If I'm hearing best centre back partnership, best attackers, best right winger, best Declan Rice, so happy we're gonna play Bayern Munich. I'm sorry, you're gonna get cooked when you get slapped and you hit reality and you get reality check. I'm sorry, it's just gonna happen. I've warned Arsenal fans about getting a reality check. that you're not the team that you think you are. And that Bayern Munich team, a weak Bayern Munich team, not only they're shit in their league with their non-injured players, even without their injured players. No Gnabry, no Coman, no Davies. It's
But don't
ridiculous.
you rate
If
Tuchel?
Arsenal this season, to be honest,
Don't you love
go out.
Tuchel? Yeah.
Tuchel's my guy.
If
Tuchel's my
this
guy.
summer, no matter what the results of the season, if this summer Arsenal don't go and get a player or two for the likes of Gundogan, Kimmich's, that the 29, 28 years old that have won before, just to inject the squad with some of these guys, right? And leaders, not the Raheem Sterlings, right?
Yeah.
Just the leaders, right? I think they're doing business wrong. Let's get the project player. Forget that, bro. You already have too many of them, bro. You have too many. Just go
Who
get.
wants a project player? I just want a bloody striker. That's all I care about.
No, you need a player in the midfield that is experienced.
We need more
Yeah,
than that.
we've got Jorginho, we've got Partey. These guys are supposed to do that.
No,
He
we
doesn't
need
rate
more.
Partey.
I get the point.
Your manager doesn't rate
You
Partey.
need a player like Kimmich that will slap someone to wake up on the pitch. You know what I mean? You need someone like that.
We need more than that.
will yell.
We need a left back as well. Because let's be real, Zinchenko's useless. Kivior, it's not really his position.
I thought Tomiyasu is the best left back in the world.
Oh yeah, but again, once again, yeah. Tomiyasu,
Bro.
the greatest thing since sliced bread. But guess where he was today? Not in the squad. Why? Because he's injured again. Injured again. That guy cannot stay fit for any more than
Thomas
a couple
Partey
of
looks like a
games.
shadow of himself, by the way.
Shadow.
I told you,
Thomas
look,
Partey looked like he grew 10 years older, bro. 10 years
Let's be
older.
real. Thomas Partey will
He's
not
done.
be at Arsenal.
He's done.
He will
He's
not
done.
be at
done.
Arsenal.
Yeah,
come
he's
next
not
I've
gonna
season.
seen people outside
not
with
be
those
that.
VR goggles on that just look like, they don't know what they're doing. That's Partey. to me, because he's
No,
not
Partey,
connected
when he
to-
came on, I'm like, what happened to you, bro? What did he do to you? You look
I'm
like
convinced he thought he wasn't going to play. He was just there to make just to make the
Buzz.
numbers up on the subs bench. I'm convinced of it.
So
But I still thought he should have started, to be honest.
So there you go. Saying all of that, then we need a striker.
Need Goretzka.
We need decent player who can come in and
Kimmich.
actually challenge Bukayo Saka.
Kimmich,
Yeah, so we need a
Frankie
right
de
winger,
Jong.
we need a striker, we need a midfielder, we need a left back, and that's minimum, and probably even a centre back as well.
The problem is now you need a left winger.
A left
It depends what happens to Martinelli.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to discuss the City-Chelsea game, or are we just doing 2 hours up? Or did we do it?
Like the Chelsea game, does anybody think there was not a penalty there? The problem is with the Chelsea game, to be honest, and let me do this stupid super chat before we can have 5 minutes to go on Chelsea game. I'm going to tell you why there's only 5 games. There is nothing to discuss.
Good.
It was a penalty. Chelsea missed too many chances. They outplayed Manchester City, should have won the game. And Manchester City at the end, Doku terrorized the defense and won the game. Done.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's what it was there.
We are not in a title race. We are rubbish. We won't win another league game this season. McAllister is a purple patch player, by the way. Hype.
Oh, shut up.
Big dog.
First of all, let me just address this guy.
Go ahead.
Let me just address this guy. I don't want Liverpool to win any game, but I just want them to win tomorrow so I can shut this guy up to say they've won a game. You know what I mean? This guy, he's got so many personalities. Tomorrow, if they win, it'll be, oh yeah, we're back in. It's now a 3-horse title race. McAllister's one of the players of the season this year. He has been by far, pound for pound, the best signing probably this season, and it's probably kept you one of the reasons you're in a title race to begin with. You just drive. That's why I've muted you on DMs. I don't know how to do you on DMs because he's going to send me rubbish.
Ryan.
I've muted because he keeps sending me.
Ryan is
like,
fantastic. Text me, McAllister,
Ah.
player of the season in the Premier League. A couple of weeks later, McAllister is rubbish. He needs to be sold.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Tevin here, an Arsenal fan, is saying, but that's my point, Mo. Yes, we arrived and we're good, but City is still that much better than everyone else. No, I don't think
No,
so.
they're not. They're really not. That's a
No,
lazy
they are
excuse,
not.
man.
I don't think it's
A lazy
embarrassing if
excuse.
no, but you're wrong, Tevin.
City are not that
You're
much
wrong.
better. The difference between City and everybody else is they've got a manager who's won multiple times.
And by the way, their bench is
Multiple
weak. By
times.
the way, their bench. People think Man City's bench is Kovacic, Matteo Nunes, Rico Lewis. Okay.
But we've only got Pep's cone man. Like, how can we copy Pep and be better than Pep? That's like impossible, right?
So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
possible
That's
to
why
be
we need to
better
get
than
rid of him.
Pep. So you need
What's
to
that?
get a new manager then, Martin.
That's
Is
why we
that,
need
is
to get
that
rid of
what
him.
people are saying?
Yeah.
Because either it's easy, we should be beating City, or we're going about it the wrong way, and
No
we've
one
got a
said it's
manager that'll
easy.
never do it.
No one said it's easy, but
Well, a missed
this season
opportunity.
you are on par with City. Come on, Martin. You know that.
We're above
Games,
City,
you are on par with City.
on par with City. I'd say we're closer, but we don't have the people with the mentality experience of winning trebles and 5 leagues out of 6 and
So
Champions League.
how long is this gonna go then? How long?
I don't know.
So how long is this gonna go?
What?
Like we don't have the mentality. When is it?
I think until we win something. So
But
he's
Man
got about a year to win something before the rafters fall down and everyone loses their shit.
When are you going to judge Arteta?
I've been judging him the whole time, but do you mean negatively or?
No, I mean when has he got to actually win a major honor before you start?
Well, I
thinking,
said semi-final
maybe
of
we
the
need to
Champions
play.
League this season and challenge City all the way at the very least. I don't think you've got a divine right to demand a title in the Premier League.
No, but next season, for example, if
so
Arsenal,
next season, I would expect
if
if he doesn't win a major next season, I expect him to leave on his own accord, or I will say it's time for a new manager.
That's the next season, yeah.
What do you mean a major? Not an FA Cup.
Not an FA Cup, Mo. I know you hate the FA Cup. It won't count for anything.
Okay.
It has to be
So
Premier
we're
League.
just on the same wavelength.
Look, I think who was it? Postecoglou said something very controversial. He said that I don't care about winning a top 4 or trophies for Spurs. I just want us to be at the top of the game, playing our best football for a certain period of time, right? I value that. Some people can disvalue that and say, look, a title race is worthless unless you win it. Some clubs haven't been in a title race for 7 years and they don't even know what it feels like anymore. So it swings and roundabouts. I'm happy with where we are, but can I say we can improve? Sure. Obviously, there's always a better manager out there, but I haven't seen one lately. And I've seen Ancelotti copying Arteta's tactics against Pep and City. So I feel like we're on the right track, and I'm happy with that for now.
This is, yeah. See, the only thing is this is where some Arsenal, not necessarily you, Martin, but some Arsenal fans can be, let me just say, well, they tie themselves up in knots. Let me just say that, because at this moment in time, I see no difference between this Arsenal side under Mikel Arteta and Tottenham under Pochettino. Both play beautiful football. Both get to this stage of the season.
Were you saying Brendan Rodgers last week?
No. Oh, well, yeah, you could say you could compare Mikel Arteta to Brendan Rodgers in a way, because Brendan Rodgers got Liverpool to a stage where we're at, and he couldn't get them over the line. But when you look at it pound for pound, and you look at the way that we play football, etc., I'd probably say he's more likened to Pochettino at Tottenham. Yeah, because at Tottenham they play beautiful football. They got themselves into, top 4, late stages of the title race. They get to around this stage in the season, and not have enough to get over the line and not get, not win trophies. And that's kind of what I'm seeing from Arteta at the moment. So I don't see much difference between Arteta and Arsenal and Pochettino and Tottenham. And everybody criticised, especially Arsenal fans, everybody criticised Pochettino and Tottenham, because they'd say, yeah, you play beautiful football. Yeah, you got yourselves into a title race. But what have you won? And now it's Arteta doing the same thing. Oh, no, just back him. Give him more money, give him more time.
I think that's one differentiator. But also, I don't think we're very similar to Pochettino at all. In the way we play football, we don't have Harry Kane. We don't have all these players that he had that were part of his establishment. And yes, you can say he's developing youth and, youth projects and how many of these do we want to do, etc. But I think objectively, we've spent 590 million. The squad's worth over $1 billion. It would be suicidal to get rid of him right now, and I don't know why we have to end up discussing it.
I think though he's totally rebuilt his squad, but he's kept players that he's not even using. That would be my issue as I was an Arsenal fan looking into.
Sorry, say that again.
I think he's totally overhauled and rebuilt. This is his squad, right? So there's no excuses. This is his squad. But he's also kept players on that should not be there anymore. When you're looking at a bench to try and change something, Eddie Nketiah got his contract over just scoring 2 goals against us. And he gives him, he agrees to 100. Reece Nelson, why? I mean, he's Fabio Vieira. I mean, who? He's only.
To be fair, I'm not too confident. I mean, we all know that Arsenal need a striker, yeah? We all know this, right? But I'm not too confident that we're going to go out and sign the right striker in the summer because I don't really look at the market at the moment of strikers and think, yeah, you're perfect.
There's nothing outstanding.
The only one who I look and think is probably more suited to us is Ivan Toney, right? But even then, I don't think he's the perfect striker. I don't think he's the one who can necessarily bring us 25, 30 goals a season, the absolute killer up front who's going to guarantee you goals. So it's going to be very interesting to see who we actually sign to come in and do that role, because I don't really think there's a standout candidate. So, and again, I'm not, like I say, I'm not 100% confident in the football club because we've seen, us make mistakes in the transfer window. The likes of Lukonga, etc., even Havertz in the summer. Yeah, people will sit there and say, yeah, but he's done okay. But let's not lie.
That money could have gone somewhere else.
Let's not lie to each other right now. That money could have gone elsewhere, number one. But also at the same time.
But you don't know. We wouldn't be in this position necessarily without Havertz. You can't say that.
No, I agree. I agree that he's contributed, right? But at the same time, not a single. I don't care who you are. Not a single Arsenal fan can genuinely sit there and say to me, right, that before that summer transfer window begun, they all sat there and went, do you know what? We need Kai Havertz from Chelsea. Not a single fucking Arsenal fan said to me, we need Kai Havertz, or even said to themselves that we needed Kai Havertz from Chelsea. But then all of a sudden when we sign him, oh, it's fantastic, it's great, it's brilliant. But the reality is, this for the money that we've paid for him, yes, he's done okay. But is he going to be enough to get us over
Chelsea
the line?
had Kai Havertz, they would have won the game.
What's
Man,
that?
Andrew, turn off your screen, man. What is this?
No, do you know why? Because he doesn't even run alongside.
Yeah, he doesn't get
Oh,
the
Jackson actually went through on net with Walker chasing him.
Yeah,
Imagine Havertz.
You don't see any difference
Walker
between
would have
Havertz.
chased him. Walker would have chased him, started laughing at him the way fucking Havertz runs.
You don't see any difference between Havertz at Chelsea and Havertz at Arsenal.
They're both shit.
No difference.
They're both not worth what they're getting paid.
I want to end this, guys. Stay in this stream. We're gonna go to MHF, myself and Osama discuss today, but this one is directed to Martin. It's crazy how Arsenal fans have convinced themselves that they are Brighton and that it is normal to go trophyless in 5 years because they are building. It's fans' mentality.
I think it's dangerous to say that because it's been 4.5 years. There was COVID for 2 years. We basically had to sign Cedric and Mario as our first window. And to answer the things about why we'd sign Reece Nelson and Eddie Nketiah, well, people complain that we give players away for free, and then they complain that we sort of give them a new contract so that we can sell them for value, like we did to Balogun. So I don't think you can win either way with that one. It's $5 million a year for Nketiah and Nelson, and hopefully they pay off that fee themselves when we sell them, because I think Eddie's moving for 20, etc. So if you want to talk about 5 years, these guys are going to have to go through their own project, and they're going to have to convince themselves to keep their manager if they haven't won anything. And you have to make that decision. Is it worth it? Is Ten Hag worth it? Is Poch going to be worth it? Is Amarim going to be worth it? So just people need to be careful about the questions that they ask if they're going to go through the same situation themselves.
Yeah, but I think Arsenal need to be careful. I need to be really careful with what they win, with what they do in the market, especially like Brandon's saying. Because at the end of the day, this is still a squad that's been challenging for the title. Mm-hmm. With our title or not, it's still a squad that's been challenging. And I think a couple pieces and you're there. But the problem is, will you have the right manager to take you over the line? Because at the end of the day, this can't be the best squad or Arsenal side for over a decade, and you win nothing.
I don't think anyone knows the answer to that. People will say, "Oh, Arteta will never make it," and they'll convince themselves of that, but they don't know that. And like people will say, "Oh, he will do it," they don't know that either. So we're just here waiting to find out.
True.
Oh no! Way. Listen, people. Fantastic, calm, composed stream, no craziness, nothing. I want to thank everybody that super chatted us. Super chatters, you're absolutely fantastic. Blaze, Tevin, Ryan, JJ, of course, Dio, MCFC Solo, Kelkister. Thank you, everybody that super chatted the channel, supported the channel. Stay here. Don't go anywhere, people. Actually, there's one more. I think Blaze. Good that I caught your super chat, Blaze. Before I end the show, it's saying, all right, forget the league standing. Talk about all these cup, including premature UEFA Europa League exits. This is why I'm scared of Arsenal, honestly. Always excuses.
Not scared.
And that's another problem. That he could have won the FA Cup. He could have went to the Carabao Cup. He could have won the Europa League. He could have. I don't know.
Building up, yeah, he should have done that building up.
Building
Up
yeah.
to the title challenges.
Just
He
keep
should have done
Arteta
that
and
building up.
you'll be good, man. Keep Arteta.
Maybe
you'll
not
be
last
fine.
2 seasons, but
Think
2
about it.
seasons
I
before.
really believe Arteta is a good coach, and I sat here defending him a lot of times.
Yeah, he's very good. He's a good coach.
But
He's a good
there
coach.
has to be a point where you start questioning. Well, maybe I need to move on. You know what I mean? Maybe I do.
Thank
Maybe
you,
at
but no
some
thank you.
point I need to move on so I can win something. Maybe I just sack him, get somebody that wants something. Maybe.
But maybe him
I
and
think we'll know
Arsenal
it when
are
we
the
see it, right?
perfect.
But when is that again? We're gonna go
If
through
we
this
fall
many
off,
years.
if we start playing like crap, if we lose the dressing room, if the fans give up, if I don't know, there's a million things that'll end this.
Yeah.
But winning a trophy is the only thing that'll keep him in a job, like a big trophy, and that'll have to happen next season, or it'll be game over, basically.
Well,
This
if he signs
season, I
a
haven't
4-year
given up on
deal. He's answering your 4-year deal.
Do you know what it is with Arteta, right? Considering he worked at Man City for so long with under Pep as well, I'm surprised he hasn't took the kind of same route as what Pep did. Because we all remember when Pep came in, he didn't win the league straight away. But what he did do is he won the League Cup multiple times, right, with Man City. And people look at it and go, it's just the League Cup. But at the end of the day, winning trophies also breeds winning mentality. So you can go on and win the bigger trophy.
Mourinho did it. Mourinho did it.
That's the problem that
post-Spell.
we have. Because,
Yeah.
yes, he won the FA Cup. Oh, it's fantastic. But guess what? 3/4 of that squad ain't even here anymore.
which is even harder to do when they're not your players. I have to say, this thing about Emery's squad is a little bit weird.
Mm-mm.
People
Listen,
trying to devalue that.
But
Very
now
good
he's spent
show.
the money and it's his squad.
Now he
He's
has,
with
and he's
it.
got to deliver.
Season is almost over, guys. But I want your help, everybody in the chat. We need for every video now to get to 300 likes so we can push the channels to more subscribers. I think if I'm not mistaken, I'm only about 30 subscribers away from 20K. So if
Wow.
you haven't
Get in
subscribed,
there.
come on.
Come on, guys.
Subscribe
Get
to
in
the
there.
channel.
We
We'll
do
see you
that
guys on
right
the
now.
other side on MHF with HUSAM. And we'll talk about Manchester City and the other guys. We'll see you guys soon. And we're out of here, people.
Tell Hussam he was wrong.